Hello, everyone. I decided to start a little early so that I could bring out the real star of the show. Have a little warm up time with Cinnamon before we get into the main event, and I do have a carrot for him that we'll be maybe if we're lucky watching him eat. So yeah, I started a little early, and I sent the link to Glink for whenever he's ready, but I said no rush because I'm obviously starting a little early and I wanted to do some more research. I could do that with you guys. It's my baby. Look at those face. I know you're the best. You're the best. Gamer says hi. Yes. And yes, Glink, it's been a minute since he's been on the channel. He's a very talented content creator, and I always find our discussions to be very interesting and fulfilling. So I'm happy to chat with him again and share that with the audience. So, but I thought I'd get the vibes right with our little king. Let's see if he might be a little too overwhelmed. Here, let me put him in this portable cage so he doesn't feel so crazy. This is his little like hangout. Like if he's just hanging out with me, I have to keep an eye on it, obviously, because he could just hop right out. But just so I can like put him down in something. All right, let's see if he'll look over it. Do you want this, dude? Oh, yeah. Do you want it? Do you really want it? Do you want it? Dude, do you want it? Oh my god, you can see. Oh no. Where'd it go? Where'd it go, buddy? Did you put it in your cheek or something? Dude, this is like the best shot of Cinnamon ever. Where'd it go? He'll just take that thing, just like shove it in his cheek. I don't want him to feel overstimulated with like all the lights and stuff, but I can see it in his cheek. It's too cute. Hey, baby. Okay. Look at it, baby. Cinnamon, are you excited to see Glink? Cinnamon's a big Glink fan, and I'm sure Glink is a big Cinnamon fan. Cinnamon is a star in his own right. He pulls better numbers than I do, honestly, because he's a little superstar. I just feel like when I look at him, he's just like a little deer or like a dog. He's just so, look at his little face. Okay, baby. And I just ate like a whole, I didn't end up going out to eat. I just like ate like a whole box of Triscuits. I know, very cute. Let me take down this banner. I still have like random banners up all over the place. But yeah, we're going to be discussing. I uploaded a couple pictures as visual aids. But basically, we're going to be talking about the rise of the rise of Kick and IRL streaming and just that whole culture and the direction it's headed in. And if there's anything we can really do about that, you know? But I think part of it is like just being cognizant of where our attention is. So I've been trying to make a point of like reconnecting with things that I truly find like beautiful or impressive in this world to like cancel out, you know, the smut, basically the things that we're watching for shock value. Oh, he's eating his carrot, dude. He's eating his carrot, dude. He's eating the fuck out of that carrot. Still like kind of a cozy rainy day. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Kick, which I am dual streaming too, and some of the recent events there that were pretty shocking. Anyway, what's up, chat? Is everything coming in okay? Let me check on YouTube. I should put Cinnamon back though, because I can't really focus with him. Like, oh, he's cute. Dude, I just want you to. Oh God, he's so fucking cute. Look at how he holds it with his little hand. I love how he eats this carrot. It's so fucking cute. Precious. Hey, Southwest. What's up, people? Oh, are you ready for more? Oh, are you washing your, wiping your little face and hands? He's like, all right, I'm ready for the next one. Dude, he's such a little personality. I can't get over it. What's up, BB? Hi. What's up, my little friend? He's still confetti all over my room. I've been trying to clean it for days. Where are you going, my little friend? I'm just so afraid of like losing him somewhere that I have like my full attention has to be like on him if he's in here. Hi. I'll never get out. He's just the most precious, tiny little guy. But I also don't really want him around the smoke that's in this room. So I'm going to put him back. Let's do another little. Oh my God. Hi. Oh, you didn't finish your carrot, dude? Do you even want this? Do you even want this, dude? Do you even want this, dude? Wow. Too good for carrots now? Too good for carrots now? I hope he feels very happy inside and healthy and securely attached, but also independent. He's a strong young man. He's developing into a young man from a baby to man. And it's tough out here as a single mom with 2 jobs, but I'm doing it. Okay, toiling away at the used bookstore, sitting and reading. Toiling away on YouTube, sitting and talking. It's so hard for me and Cinnamon. Chat. One's in the chat. Do you feel bad for me and Cinnamon? Do you feel bad? One's in the chat. Do you feel bad for us? Because our life is so hard. 35-year-old with a hamster. What? People get pets at all ages. Hi. And he's precious. Oh my gosh. Hater cell coming up with the hate. Like, really? Throwing shade at Cinnamon? That's fucking crazy. He is cute though. See? Come on, dude. I saw this dude and he was up for rehoming, okay, for $10 rehoming fee at Petco. And I looked at his face. Then there was also a girl one in another cage. And I Googled which one, is preferable to have. And even though they have the huge testicles, the males they're just less territorial than the females. And they're broadly solitary creatures. So even though he has a huge space, I almost wish he would like a friend, but I'm pretty sure they're like mostly solitary. But I'm still doing research like on Syrian hamsters and like all that shit. No one gets a hamster. That's just fake news, my buddy. W Cinnamon. So damn cute. Got people in the Kick chat. They have huge testicles. Yes, that was like a huge topic of conversation in this sector for way too long. Even though if you look it up, Syrian hamsters, that's very normal for them. What are you doing? you doing? Ew! He just picked up a shit of his own and put it in his mouth. All right. I'll be right back. Say goodbye, everyone, you little poop eater. All right, I'll go put you with your real food. I know the carrot got you all excited. Say bye-bye. Mwah. Okay. I will be right back. What a great guy. What a sweet, sweet little friend. See, that's why you shouldn't have a hamster. Yeah, I've never seen him do that. But I guess he was like, he's hungry. I just woke him up. So he was probably actually legit hungry, and he like, you know, totally annihilated that carrot. And then he was looking for, I think, like another food pellet, and he picked up his own shit, which was like a pellet like this. It's like the way he picked up his shit was like as if this was a log, and I just went like this. Like, I don't know. It was very unexpected. It's very shocking. Shock and awe all over again. That's what animals do. Some animals. So I made a new playlist of a couple clips of things that have been going on Kick. I wanted to watch a news article about that person who passed away, and I want to try to understand why that situation was even allowed to happen. And I don't know, I do feel like the strong pull, like the culture. IRL streaming is just, it's such a race to the bottom in a way I've just never seen before, because trend cycles go so quickly online. You know, it's like, it's disorienting. It's downright disorienting. Only Diet Coke can set me right. You need to lecture him on his misbehavior. Hamster. All right, let me look at this little playlist to get a little warmed up, see what's going on. All right. Wow, Spud. Me and Spud and neck and neck. Neck and neck with Spud. Wow. Neck and neck. What is he watching? Me? All right. I'm watching you.
I think I remember.
Spud. Me and Spud and neck and neck. I'm watching you.
Wait. Oh, wait.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Why is he watching? What is Prawn doing? All right. Ooh.
There's no way this is real. I'm not Team Xena. First of all, I ain't about me, and she was lying to.
Gee, this clip channel is like my everything lately. What did I start? Goon goes off on Ice Poseidon. Oh, these are all kind of older. Just go to my playlist. Copyright strike. Dude, I can't believe D-Dog threatened to copyright strike me. And it's like, all I'm guilty of is like not responding to him immediately when I'm at work. You know, sometimes I'm busy. And he always talks about how busy he is, but the only thing that he's ever really verbalized that he has to do is open packages. I just don't get it. But I also do get it because I feel too busy even on my days off when nothing's going on. What are you trying to StreamYard me? I have a high-profile interview I'm going to be doing. Schizo, I don't have time for your antics. Hey, what's up, Jay? How's it going? We're coming back at you. What if? All right. I'm trying to go to my playlist that I just made called New. There we go. There we go. This is what I want. Oh, wait, no.
After months of physical violence and humiliation on the Le Local group's Kick channel, 298 hours into a live stream, one of the group's other members reached for a bottle to throw at Jean Pormanov to wake him up. But the 46-year-old streamer had died in his sleep. His autopsy, scheduled for Thursday, will look to establish whether his co-streamers bear responsibility. Authorities have come under fire for failure to prevent the months of violence in plain sight.
The death of Jean Pormanov and the violence he was subjected to are absolutely horrific. My condolences are with his family and his friends. Jean Pormanov was humiliated and mistreated for months during live streams on the platform Kick.
The group consisted of Pormanov, a former soldier, Kudu, who has disabilities, and the two ringleaders to wake him up. But the 46-year-old streamer had died in his sleep. His autopsy, scheduled for Thursday, will look to establish whether his co-streamers bear responsibility. Authorities have come under fire for failure to prevent the months of violence in plain sight.
The death of Jean Pormanov and the violence he was subjected to are absolutely horrific. My condolences are with his family and his friends. Jean Pormanov was humiliated and mistreated for months during live streams on the platform Kick.
The group consisted of Pormanov, a former soldier, Kudu, who has disabilities, and the two ringleaders, Naruto and Safine. The latter two came under investigation after website Mediapart shone a light on the channel last December. They were briefly taken into custody in January, but after both Pormanov and Kudu refused to undergo medical or psychiatric evaluations and told investigators they were participating freely in an enterprise Pormanov said was making him up to €6,000 a month, the streams continued on the platform Kick.
The platform Kick has a reputation.
Okay, so I guess their rate, and I just don't understand the legality. It's illegal to torture someone, but it's like you get into weird places like BDSM and like voluntary, it's like I do support people's right to bodily autonomy, but at the same time, we have to protect like poor and severely mentally ill people from predatory websites that are willing to cash in, and they become like a frog in boiling water, just allowing more and more violence and humiliation, and every time they have the violence, humiliation, numbers spike, money spikes. And that's exactly how it works with the KCIP. The more people watching, no matter what is happening, the more money they get per hour is how it works. So it's like
as a bit of a Wild West, and also an El Dorado for streamers who no longer have a place on other platforms.
Kick posted to X that they were deeply saddened by Pormanov's death, promising to cooperate fully with the authorities and undertake a full overhaul of their French language content, also banning the rest of the Local group from the platform pending the results of the investigation.
Very,
This
very
is Dr.
sad,
Bonday.
fragile.
Today, I will analyze
The
the
lying,
case
wait,
of
what is this?
young, beautiful.
Lying chatbot based on famous influencer kill New Jersey resident. I don't know about that. I wanted to see the top Austin scavenger hunt moments because I was like really fixated on the Xena story and on the Goon Lab, Ice Poseidon, all of that fallout. Let's see.
After
this is 6 hours ago. Never mind, this is recent.
Do you know how many things had to align for Ice Poseidon? There's something so divinely funny about all this situation. Ice Poseidon decided to use an annoying ass country song from the 1780s about waiting for a wagon. The most annoying song possible, and he injected Morse code into it. It became such a meme. And then my wife leaks the fact that his Ice Poseidon's girlfriend put me in a U-Haul. And then people started spamming, wait for the U-Haul. There's just so many things that had to connect. And so like months ago when he was looking for the clues and he was setting up all the clues, and there were so many dominoes that had to fall to get us to this point. And now we're just waiting for the U-Haul.
Yeah,
hey, I just want to let you know, this is the situation. Instead, he held the information.
Wait, Snoopy, my wife?
Until he saw an opportunity to try to get one.
Damn it!
I go out of my way to try to help all these small streamers get viewers.
Oh, yeah. You helped yourself, man. It was a mutually assured deal.
Exactly. And that drives me insane when these larger streamers, they need that talent just as much. Like, they're the ones who are actually out there putting their asses on the line in IRL, getting arrested, doing all this crazy shit, contributing to his content, to his money. So to have this attitude, like it's something he just magically bestows upon people, is so deluded. And the way these websites are built is to reward the most delusional, fucked up people. So here we are. And now what?
They go be your little monkeys running around Austin, Texas, putting their lives at risk, putting their sanity at risk, doing your clues, and you make a bag from it. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, watch this. He's going to say something that proves the type of person he is. He's going to say something later on that proves the type of person he is. All he had to do was stand on business and say, hey, chat, guess what? Me and Kimmy are still together. We talked it out. I already knew. Is what it is. Yeah, we were on a break. Doesn't matter. He's a scumbag and he has nothing. I'm going to continue the event. Imagine if he did that. Imagine if he just took all the wind out of my sails. I wouldn't be live right now if he played his cards correctly. I wouldn't have the balls to go live. I'd be like, oh, I ulted and then it got fail ult. It would have been brutal. But instead, you'll see.
Make money, but there's a line, and he crossed that line instead of just being a man and coming to me man to man. You are a coward, and honestly, you deserve nothing but the worst. Have no trust for anybody anymore.
Dude,
I don't trust anybody. I don't want to help small streamers anymore.
Oh,
I don't want
my
to
God. This is so emotionally stunted behavior. Because I got fucked over by this one person, therefore I will never work with any small creators ever again. I'm done trusting. Oh my God. Oh, we got Glink is backstage. We got Celebrity. What is up?
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, coming in loud and clear.
Wow. Great to be here in the Rubyverse.
Yes, welcome.
On the internet.
Land.
Oh, should I do wide cam?
Oh, yeah, if you can. Either one. I can also do this one.
Okay.
So, either one.
Actually, this will just be better, probably.
But yeah, it looks like a beautiful day. How's it going?
Sorry if the angle is weird. I'm outside. Yeah. So I could even go on a bike ride right now. That's how nice it is. What did I want? I was listening to your stream actually before I joined. So you were getting to this crucial point that Paul, because this guy Goon betrayed his trust so hurtfully, he said, I'm done helping out small streamers. I'm done using my platform to help small streamers because every single time I get fucked over.
Yeah, basically. And it's it's such a cold-blooded industry, at that higher end, and especially from what I've seen on Kick. I was just talking about the way their KCIP program works is that no matter what, more viewers is more money. They get higher hourly based on the more viewers they have, and they get all the extra funding from Stake, which is a gambling company. And basically they're just funneling in a young population, and I don't know, setting them up for failure in a lot of ways, like gambling addiction.
Yeah, it's part of it is getting people to gamble and just spend time on their site. I think I have questions for Paul, because if it's true that this is the straw that breaks the camel's back, then why was he ever trying to help small streamers in the first place? Was it out of the goodness of his heart? Maybe it was to find a friend that he can trust. Maybe it's both. But if it's, I think the point you were getting to is that if it's for a good reason, one bad relationship shouldn't shatter that purpose.
Yeah, because it's a very kind of like childlike way of thinking, and I think a lot about how like he's surrounded, by, once you're like at that level of like clout and money, like I'm sure it's difficult to find any kind of trust or meaningful relationships in anyone. But I mean, he's also set it up and capitalized on that. So a lot of people are like, dude, you can't really complain about shit. This is of your own creation. You created this kind of like cutthroat.
Yeah, that's having, as someone who's known him for a long time, he's been on this streak of doing things his way, making money, and taking things to wherever they need to be in terms of extreme content that will get views or get people watching. He's very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, that there's this phrase, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I think that's especially true with what you do online. I used to be big on making videos about other people. I used to do that kind of video, essay type, even like picking apart other channels or other people for what they did. And most of the time they were fucked up or wrong or whatever. But if that's all you do, then eventually you're going to be put under the spotlight, and people will have no problem treating you. You're going to be caught up in that game, in other words.
Yeah.
And I think with Paul, it's like he's been playing, in some sense, a dirty game, or at least a game that, from a moral point of view, is pretty fucked up. And yet he is profiting off of it. People are watching. He's benefiting, certainly. And he's kind of taking a
sad boy. He seems very sad to me, though, on like some fundamental level. I feel like, he's looking for love in all. It's like the cliche, like looking for love in all the wrong places, and like it's this kind of hedonistic, like nihilistic kind of like attitude, and I don't know. It's a little depressing.
Yeah, I think he. Look, Paul, I think is in some ways spiritually lost, like many of us are, and I don't think it's because he's a nihilist completely and he might tell you that he thinks nothing matters, but I think it's just because he's holding on to something, but it's so bleak and so blurry that he would hesitate to call it faith. But he's told me that he believes in God, and I believe him when he says that. I don't think he's lying. I just think he might not have a clear view of what that is or how that applies to his life, or any number of reasons that any one of us are flawed. But I think something about Paul that I've noticed is that he's not very close with very many people. He's had a lot of different friends around, and whether that's in streaming or not, or IRL or both. And I'm not saying everybody wants something out of him, but I think that's a suspicion that somebody who has wealth and who has a platform will naturally build up when there are a lot of people who are very obviously trying to befriend you or seem close to you so that they can gain access to your wealth or platform. It's obviously that's something to watch out for as you get into this level of celebrity and all that a lot of famous streamers are in.
Yeah, that seems so sad to me, to have to like always question people's intentions to that degree. Wait, so so you live in Austin? Are you in Austin right now?
Yeah.
So have you like?
I'm about to pull up to Paul's house.
Oh really? Oh, no,
I'm gonna pull up on my bike right now. Should I take the stream?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I actually could.
So what's your relationship to him? Because I only recently kind of like I started dual streaming on Kick, and then I started researching it a bit more, and like just having like some concerns in the overall direction, and seeing kind of this new wave, of like bad behavior, just domestic violence. Like I don't know, was I naive? Has it always been like this online? Like at some like in some way?
Domestic violence sucks. That's not cool. I can't believe they do that. Domestic violence, they have that on Kick?
I don't know if you follow. I cover a couple people. So I cover that guy Darius and Xena, who are always getting in fights. And yeah, I mean, finally Xena's faced some consequence to it, but I don't really,
jail,
I don't
right?
know any of these people on a personal level. And with Ice, I don't know. I get that.
I think it's hard. It's hard for streamers in general. In general, for the streaming lifestyle, it's hard to connect with people on a human level because your relationships are filtered through this lens of an audience, of a chat, whether it's the chat that's currently watching or the chat that is just part of your life anyways. Even if you try to separate the two, it's just, in order to be a successful streamer, it drains the streamer of their social life and their human skills when it comes to just face-to-face interactions without a stream, without a camera. In that way, I kind of tongue-in-cheek would say that they're the first human cyborgs. If you've ever seen a group of streamers walking around with their selfie sticks, they look like a swarm of like weird fucking alien people.
Dude, I've only started noticing that recently, like once I started watching Kick streams, and specifically like in Austin, and my friend Pronces moved there. So I was like kind of seeing what was in his world, and he was living with that guy Darius, and there would be these parties, and every single person is holding the light, and it's not far from just being an actual extension of their body, and they're completely like absorbing reality through a screen interface, even as they're in physical
exactly
reality.
That's the thing. Even if they're not staring at their phone, they're filming with their phone.
Yeah.
So everything is filtered through the lens, literally through the camera lens. And not just the camera, the audience that they associate with it, which I think it's hard to argue that streaming is not just actualized schizophrenia through digital means. What's the difference between somebody talking to themselves, walking downtown somewhere, and a streamer? The fact that they have a selfie stick and a phone, but otherwise the behavior is exactly the same. Talking to themselves, thinking about their chat. It's insanity. I guess it's a little bit ironic that we're doing it. But
It's a deranged activity. It's shameful. I feel ashamed when I'm streaming. But like people don't do this in my city. There isn't a streaming culture here. So your camera just went black. I don't know what happened, but oops. Well, Glink, you went. Oh, I just saw a picture. There's some kind of movement happening, but Kevin said, think of when the streamers get Neuralinks and they're always recording and streaming through their eyes, ears, and other sensory inputs. Kevin, you're freaking me the fuck out with the comment. You're back, Glink. And now you're gone. Good stuff. Armin says, Ruby, I didn't get a notification. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know. I thought there'd be like more people coming in. But that's cool because I just enjoyed talking to Glink, and I don't know. I think we have overlap in some of our perspectives and things that we're just intrigued by. So I always enjoy the conversation regardless. Welcome back.
Hey, sorry. I got an Amber Alert.
Oh no. Dude, that like fucks up my streams too. It's like, those damn missing kids fucking up my streams. Like, How dare they? But yeah, it feels almost shameful, but at the same time, it's like I've always enjoyed like creative expression, and it hits that for me in a way, but in like a lesser way. You're like with my streams, there is like this creative element. You're like an orchestra. You're orchestrating different moments and pulling different images and visuals together and giving your thoughts and opinions. But it feels. Anytime I run into a friend and I'm on stream, like it feels embarrassing. I'm like, oh my God. And I can't do it on a stick. I'm not using the stick, that's just too humiliating. Oh, pretty.
You're not going to use the stick.
I feel like it makes you more of a spectacle when you use the stick, even though it's better quality. I feel like you can get away with acting like you're on like a FaceTime if it's just it's like TJ. But what is it like in Austin? Like has it impacted your day-to-day, these scavenger hunts? Does the city hate streamers? What is going on?
Well, I'm coming to you live from a street report right now. So we're about to test this out. But in general, I think people here make a lot of content, whether it's streaming or just people filming TikToks. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, you're coming in.
It's going to cut out for a good minute because I'm about to leave this yard.
Yeah,
so just give it 1 second.
I'll just hang tight. Hell yeah, we're on I love this, dude. Chat, we are getting the full Austin bike experience right now. I love this, dude. I gotta get a bike. Mine got stolen. It's a big problem in New Haven.
Always wear your helmets, kids. I don't know where mine is.
True. So what else have you been up to lately? Oh, this might be the part where it cut out. Oh, you're back now. Are you actually biking to his house right now? I'll get my Ice Poseidon interview. Hi. Kevin says going to sloot down the Vanders. Jake says they're also in Austin. Yeah, Francis was talking about doing a meetup in September, but I haven't heard any updates on the specific dates. But I was excited to go check it out. But it seems kind of dystopian, like the clips I see. Let's that go. Neuralink is not science fiction. No. I mean, the thing is, I think that our brains are like quantum computers. So once we figure out, I don't know, I think there is like a very clear way where you could.
I don't think our brains are computers so much as they're receivers. Well, they're also computers, but I don't think they're creating consciousness. I think we just are kind of catching it. Not even catching, just riding it.
Yeah. What is your like spiritual status these days?
Okay, so I'm a Pisces moon. You know how that is. So that's just, and then Mercury's been in retrograde, so that's been tough for me lately. But thankfully, Saturn has full eclipse tomorrow. No,
you know all the lingo. You know more than I do. But I've had coworkers like tell me astrology, but I always knew it's witchcraft. No, thank you.
I'm a Christian, and maybe I'm not a very good Christian, but I go to church occasionally. To me, though, church is just any time two believers or people discuss their faith, anytime two people or just two or more people are discussing their faith. So
yeah, that's
I like doing
biblically accurate, and I think it is a similar effect. It's just like when you're in union with another person experiencing that together, it's like it can be extremely powerful. That's what church does. So, but I do think you can do that without having to go to like a physical like institution for sure.
Yeah, it's so punk rock. Jesus was totally punk rock.
He absolutely was. I don't know if you've ever heard the song Jesus was a Communist by Reagan Youth. Jesus was a pacifist. Jesus hated the rich.
If Jesus was born, what if Kurt Cobain was going to be Jesus if they let him live?
Interesting. Maybe he comes back as the second coming.
Like he was the rock version of Jesus, But there's been many rock Jesuses, right?
True.
Like who's another good one?
Rock Jesus. I'm trying to think. Kevin in chat says anyone can be Christian without going to Christian church. So tolerant. I mean, I'm still like exploring my faith. I do. I've been reading a lot of Tolstoy, and I feel like that's been helping me in my spiritual confusion, and like not trying to figure everything out in a logical way.
Tolstoy?
Yeah.
That's the he wrote during Soviet era.
Yeah, but he did some great like War and Peace like classic like in literature. But he also I'm reading right now his confession and his religious writings, and it just resonated a lot how he lacked faith entirely in a way that I related to in my past. He had talked openly about being suicidal and like just really wild stuff to say in the 1800s, but he ultimately found faith in like a way that made sense to him, and has benefited his life, and he stuck to it. And like, that's intrinsic to the word faith, is there has to be that leap that's beyond reason,
Well, I think sometimes the leap comes from you having to humble yourself or your own ego or your own conceptions, because sometimes I actually find a lot of reason and logic it points to the truth. And I believe that there is one truth.
I'm still trying to figure out like one coherent worldview. I don't feel like I'm there yet, but I do feel very like good in my spiritual practice right now. And I feel like closer to God when I'm like reading the Bible and understanding the world through that lens. But I just still struggle with that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody struggles. So that's completely reasonable.
Jinx said, so for Rock Jesus, Jeff Buckley, Jim Morrison, John Lennon. No, not John Lennon. Beck, Aphex Twin, maybe Brian Wilson.
Bob Marley. That was my next person.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so why do you say you're a bad Christian?
Because I'm sinful and I don't use my gifts or my efforts always in the best way. So, I mean, sinful in the sense that I think I consider sin a degree of separation from God. So it's like it's not bad because it's sinful. It's sinful because it's bad because it's a step that removes you from God, an example is like there's an above and below to a lot of things. And above would be towards God, I would say, and a below would be away from God.
Yeah, that actually Tolstoy uses that like, well, I mean, a good analogy, but he just references it like, there's the two directions you could be walking, moving towards, and once you see it that way, it does simplify things. And I feel that, I have to feel very morally cautious because, in the end, it's like it's a wound to yourself, and makes your life, at least in my experience, much worse.
Yeah. So that's why I'm going to Ice Poseidon's house right now.
All right, this is a fun plot twist. I forgot. I don't know why I always forget that you're like all in that city. You're all in Austin. A bunch of that's where all the action has been.
Yeah, why is it all here? That's another question. And I don't think it's because it's such a unique place to stream or anything. I don't think there's anything that makes it especially streamable. But a lot of streamers happen to live here.
Yeah, it was probably like one big one moved, and then the orbiters moved, and then like it's like I don't know, and it's
a domino
probably
effect.
more affordable than LA, New York. Well, I've never been to Texas.
Well, you should come check it out. It's pretty cool.
I know. I'd love to. I was like talking. Well, there's gonna be a meetup for Francis, but I don't know what the deal is for that. Okay. But it looks like a lovely city.
I have an idea that I'm gonna pitch to Paul to have a kick sports weekend.
Ooh.
So that there's teams, it's wholesome competition, it's community building, and probably viewers would like the change of pace.
Yeah.
Something more positive.
Dude, yeah, and also that would just like be a good like image repair from all the like bad shit that's been going on. It's like, yeah, to do something a little more wholesome. Bring it back.
Yeah. So I probably should actually just go to Paul. Should I just stay on the line while I try to do this?
Yeah. No, I'm down. I'm down for the adventure.
But then I don't want to dox where he lives though. That's the only thing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to in that way to dox anyone.
I'll go tomorrow.
Okay. So how did you meet him? Like, what's your relationship to him like?
I met him when he came to Vegas for a stream in 2017, I think. And I just met him because I was watching his stream. I knew about his stream at the time. He was one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. He did RuneScape streaming mostly, but then he got into IRL through Pokemon Go, and he was a pioneer in that. So a lot of people paid attention to him.
That's an impressive part of the story. Is like his creativity and like expanding the genre into like what really has taken off. So it's I don't want to ever discredit that. It has been a massive impact.
Yeah. Straight. Oh. So anyway, I've kind of kept in touch with him ever since. Sometimes I wouldn't see him for months or even years. I would say I reconnected with him when it was 2021. I moved here and he had just had this big rug pull with CX coin. He was getting a lot of flack for that. What's funny is that he was also a pioneer in that because everybody does that now, and it's just kind of like forgotten about the next day.
It's so bad.
Did that.
Man. I don't know. But yeah, people really do.
It is, but it's completely legal. It's really just capitalizing off people's stupidity. That's how or the collective, like, maybe it's not pure stupidity. Like maybe most of the actual money to be made is from most people putting in like a few cents or a few dollars, and it just adds up. And then that way it's just like winning off people's meme vote. I don't know how it works entirely, but
yeah, I don't entirely. I've only just recently learned what the term bug pull means. Like, I'm a little behind the game on that.
So he was kind of taking it. He was laying low from streaming for about a year after that because, again, he was getting a lot of backlash, being one of the first to do it. And that's when I moved to Austin. He was training for this fight against Brandon Buckingham. He was training for this boxing match that was going to be on DAZN, and it was this big landmark fight. But well, I filmed him training at the boxing gym for this fight, and this is like when he was coming out of retirement from streaming. So, okay, I'm trying to decide where I'm going right now.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
So,
All right, that's interesting. I didn't know you. I didn't know you had even interact with them. I just started covering him due to all the freak out with like Lav and Goon. What are your thoughts on that?
I've actually known of Lav for a while. I had a few conversations with her that are recorded and posted on my.
She's in that like similar debate sphere. I remember like she's been on my radar for a while, but I didn't. I've only had minimal like interaction on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really talk to her. I've never really been close with her, but I've crossed paths with her a couple times. I don't know Goon that well, but I'm really just not too surprised something like this would happen. Unfortunately, I don't think it's that surprising. If not them, then some other scummy couple. You know, it's just the kind of community he attracts, and I don't know. I just, what do I think about like what they did?
Yeah, it was like they had, you know, there's all these different theories of what they've said, why they did it, and they're trying to like kind of frame it as like this moral thing, when I think a lot of it was just kind of like petty drama and jealousy and just like, you know, sparring that went out of hand. You know, I do think Lav went in for the jugular and the kill. I don't know if it was called for. I doubt it. Like
from
you know,
from my perspective, it was, they had a big platform, Lav and Goon, and this was their opportunity to, like you said, go for the jugular on Ice and win some clout, win some favor, and maybe it'll work. You know, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to expand, and they saw that as an opportunity to do that. So that to me seems the most likely, regardless of whatever. I don't think most of these people are not doing anything for moral reasons or spiritual reasons. You know, they're playing a game. So, and from what I know of Lav, she's been doing that the whole time I've known her internet presence. From Destiny to any, you know, political person, like she'll insert herself there, and she's definitely benefiting from her proximity to these people.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it very curious because I only recently found out that she like had some success prior to all the debate stuff, and it seems so strange that she went from like, you know, a promising music career and tens of millions of plays on Spotify to, you know, just kind of being in this like, I don't know, kind of just having this bad reputation and going viral for like the wrong reasons. But I always found her to be like compelling in that I wanted to figure out what, you know, her deal was. I thought her Twitter was funny, but it's sort of behavior, and I don't like how everyone just leaks every message everywhere. Just like, there's no trust. It's like presumed that things get leaked. And the stuff she was saying to Kimmy, like, we're trying to get pregnant in the community, and it's like, whoa, dude, like, that's too much, bro.
What did he say to Kimmy?
Lav released messages where she was trying to get info on her relationship to Goon or something, and she said like she wanted to get ahead of the scandal and get like all the info she could, so that they could like be ready or something. I forget, but I was all like posted out in the ether.
To get ahead of a scandal involving who?
Kimmy Goon, the fact that Goon banged Kimmy or something, like that was the big for real.
This was their well, I guess this was their way to get ahead of it.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so it's like it makes you think like how much of that was like planned, but yeah, who knows, you know? What do you think? Some people are like, oh, it's a script. This drives me nuts too. Like, what the fuck? Like, there are kick streamers who are producing like fake scenarios, and they are doing like a scripted element, you know, just like with early reality TV, they're moving in that weird zone, you know. And what are your thoughts on that? Have you noticed that?
The script writes itself.
Yeah,
that's what's happening. Is that these streamers, they don't really plan that far ahead. In most cases, but they get caught up in these situations that are in a way scripted by their own community being so intertwined and competitive and trying to, you know, have like one up each other constantly, because they're all sort of driven by their own selfishness. There's nothing else that is tying them together. So
yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm always like, a lot of people think I'm like gullible for thinking, you know, that these dramas like with I think Kimmy and Lav are like real, but I'm like, I know crazy people. I've lived with crazy people. This rings true to me of just a scenario that would happen when you get a bunch of like already, you know, maybe like mentally weird people, a bunch of money on the table, a bunch of clout on the table, and it's like, you know, yeah, the script writes itself. That's I probably think that's true. But there are some shows like, you know, with Keemstar, he does some.
Their lives are a reality show. Their lives become a reality show because that's their entire sense of community, their social bubble, their reference points, their language, their perspective of the world, which is just money, 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 content, content, content.
Very fucked.
And so it creates this, it's a program. It's literally a program.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, fuck it, forever. It's just going to go with that. But, oh yeah, it's like, I think it's really important to have like friendships that are just specifically not on stream, you know, and I found some balance through that. But there's people, everything, it really is the stream. They're living that out. Like when I met up with the Thorpes, their entire life is the stream. There's no other friendships, relationships, contact, anything. It's, you know, they're basically sacrificing their lives for the content. And, you know, the content's not even worth it.
Yeah. It's not worth it. It's not worth your soul.
So where are you biking to now?
Back home.
Nice. What's your living situation like?
I'm in a small rental house with a roommate.
Do you like who you live with?
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Could it be better? Maybe, but it's, I don't know. I've had some really bad roommates, and I definitely know that it can be a lot worse.
True. Like if they're paying and not like screaming and like inviting violence and cops to your house, like, yeah, it can get crazy. I also lived just with like a ton of different roommates in my 20s, but. So what's next for the channel? What else are you working on?
There are a few videos that are tied together involving stories about, the first one is about the Fountain of Youth and our search for it. And where is the real Fountain of Youth? Where or what is the real Fountain of Youth? It might be tied to Eden, to paradise. Where's that?
Ooh, I like that. I could get down with that. Yeah.
The next one is about, well, there'll be a short one about Amsterdam, and then one about this ashram, that I stayed at in Germany with this kind of like a Hindu cult with a guru who I met and interviewed. That was pretty interesting.
Oh, that sounds incredibly interesting. Did you feel like you were getting sucked into the cult, or were you just purely there like for, to document them or like experience it?
They weren't like forcing their beliefs onto me, but they were very open. So I had some conversations that I filmed of people they were explaining how they were at this low point. Most of them were at this low point in life, and they kind of lost all this hope. And they met the guru, and they stared into his eyes, and it was like a couple of them described it like seeing stars or seeing the universe, or just seeing like deep into his eyes and being so inspired. So it was pretty interesting. And then I thought of, okay, maybe I can interview the guru. And I met this guy there who, he wasn't a devotee, but he was visiting because he was going to stay in Germany for a month, and he was from India. Because most of these devotees were Germans, actually. And they had white face paint in the shape of a V on their foreheads with a red dot in the center to signify their allegiance to, not allegiance, but that they've been marked by a form of Vishnu, I think. Anyways.
Did you look into the guy's eyes and see any? Did you get a chance to?
I mean, he had some cool galaxies, but it wasn't anything I hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, he seemed very genuine and very like serious about what I would call his faith. He really didn't express much self-doubt at all. Although he wasn't taking an aggressive tone either. He was very balanced. And he seemed very reasonable. The conversation, I think, could have been more challenging against him. It was also kind of neutral questions I was asking, but, for example, I asked if he ever doubts the path he's on, and he said no. I asked, why does he think people are so drawn to him? And he kind of laughed and said, I don't know. I asked myself the same question. So he was an interesting fellow. And I think that'll be an interesting video. So these are all like a season that I'm working on for the main channel. And then on GTV, related to all this streamer stuff, we have a video about the prison stream and our performance in the prison stream. It's a GTV special insider report. So look out for that coming soon at GTV Artists on everything.
Yeah, everyone keep an eye out for that. That was the prison stream that Ice Poseidon did?
Yes.
Okay, I was watching. I tuned in here and there, but I didn't get the full experience. But
it was horrific. It was a horrific test of psychological will and physical endurance. And we came in with, by we, I mean me and two people in this band that I work with. And they performed Folsom Prison Blues in that room with those prisoners. And then we played One Last Breath by Creed. And I read a poem based on the book of Job. And by the end, everybody was throwing up their arms. And then we left. But the whole backstory behind that is coming out very soon on GTV.
Sorry, I
The
left.
live stream prison experiment.
Oh, my bad.
The live stream prison experiment.
Yeah. For the chatters who don't know, I was we were watching. Darius was in it, and a couple other streamers were really aware of. But it seemed like pretty horrifying. What do you think of that? Like direction of humiliation and like torture. What are your thoughts on that?
It's gone a very interesting direction since I was last streaming regularly, and now it seems like it's harder than ever actually to be noticed purely based on content, ironically. But what that really means practically is that the bar for what is and isn't viral, or what is and isn't shared or discussed, is even higher because there's more saturation of streamers than ever before.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody's competing for crumbs at this point, because realistically, you know, a lot of them are just going to be streaming to very, like, statistically, isn't it like 90% of channels stream to 0 viewers or something crazy like that?
That would make sense, because I remember, like, you know, there was a long time when I started doing streaming where it'd be like, yeah, 1, maybe 2 people, you know, I was putting in time and like thought into it, and yeah, it was like it took a while just to get like anyone, even still.
Yeah. So anyways, it's gone down a pretty dark path, and I think the way out is to not to tone it down necessarily, but to tone it in a different direction. I think we should give people a spectacle. Like, I'm a big proponent of live shows, live music, fights, even maybe you combine both. It's a great spectacle. So I don't know, I'm more into like real life based events than I am into, because I've seen these streamer events and I've been to them, and they're very surreal. They're just maybe they're cool to see once or something. Dystopian, yeah, dystopian. There you go. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, I could totally get that vibe, and yeah, I haven't really had that in my city, and sometimes I wish there was more like streaming activity and people to stream with, but at the same time, it has like a tainting like impact, and it does get dystopian when everyone, and I don't get that. It's like if you're meeting up with a group of people streaming it, I think like maybe one person, like, you know, it's like when everyone has each one, it feels insane. But I think like the answer to, it's just like creating alternatives that are for different reasons, and doing what people can to culturally move in a different direction by like showing a different way of being, and then also by expressing like our thoughts on if things are going, and saying like, oh, I think this is bad. Because at the end of the day, I was like, how do you change the culture, the direction? And a lot of it's through conversation as one individual. You know, it's like, obviously there's not much I can do, but I do think it is somewhat productive to be vocal in your opinions and thoughts on things, and to share your disapproval for other things, you know. And yeah, I do think it's pretty nightmare-esque the way things are going. And then with that guy who passed away on stream, is just, you know.
Yeah, that's that's what I mean. It's very exactly right. Like, people's lives are now, you know, human life is just another piece of content for the streaming world at this point. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's like, and people are literally, I think their brains are just becoming like rewired in ways that we don't even understand, just by the content that we are consuming and the expectations. We're reaching levels
of retardation that shouldn't even be possible.
It really is idiocracy. Like, I know that people say that a lot, but like that's true. Yeah. I've been forcing myself to like consume higher quality content, and I like my shit content, but to just also be adding in some quality, you know, something that's, you know, not always the lowest common denominator, even though, you know, it's like, I get it, you know, it's like I go out to work, I come home, I don't necessarily always want to be challenged by media.
Right.
You know?
Right. By the media. You're going to be challenged by the media. What? Because guess who's controlling it? The media. Dude. That's like millennial 2000s anti-corporate.
I'm bringing it back, baby. I'm bringing it back. So get ready.
Activism. Hacktivism.
Exactly. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I see it. I think you're a force of good in this streaming sphere or whatever sphere you're in, Ruby. I think you're shining radiantly because you've been through, well, I don't know your whole life, but I can tell that you've been through dark places in your life and dark chapters that allow you to see maybe a more realistic or grounded view of what's happening in these ethereal online communities.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I, would hope that, I'm having a non-negative impact, but yeah, it can be hard I feel myself sometimes lowering, like in the insults I throw and just getting caught up in it myself. So it's like, it could be a challenge, but
because you got to keep your vibration higher. You got to keep your vibration higher.
Yeah, quite literally. And it's like, I always feel ridiculous, like even talking like that, but it's like quite literally that it just, that just is the truth.
Yeah.
And it's true, yeah, just lots of, I'm definitely in better times than I have been in my past. And I feel like I have found like purpose and meaning in my life. And, I'm always just constantly trying to, be a better version, of myself. And I'm drawn to these really, really, really dark spaces though. And I don't know what that means about me that I keep, that I ended up in the RV with the Thorpes or on the Kill Stream or these on Keemstar's fucking freak show, like all these spaces, so and I feel like I'm like
Keemstar's in the realm of Keemstar seems to be in the realm of obscurity now.
I know, I'm like his biggest detractor channel at like 10K. Like, yeah.
He's really, because he used to be more in the mainstream, right? Am I right?
What's that?
He used to be more in the mainstream.
Oh, yeah. No, and yeah, he struggled. He's been having a bit of an upward swing because he got Wings of Redemption back on Loco Live and the other hosts. So, but yeah, people don't take it seriously because he just lies constantly. A lot of the drama is fake. So that makes it uninteresting when there is real drama. And then, it's pretty sick stuff. That is a dark corner over there. And I do think they highly exploit mentally ill people who are desperate for money. And he builds them up and
because
tears them down.
Because they're just slightly less mentally ill people who are slightly less desperate for money.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just crabs pulling down other crabs.
I find
of
Keem to
course
be very mentally ill. Yeah.
No, it's all fucked, Ruby, and I thank you. I salute you for shining a light in the darkness.
Yes, I'm trying with the LOL Angels. It's a movement. It's an idea. But yeah, I guess what else? Any final thoughts? Any questions from the audience?
Okay, questions from the audience. You have 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly 5 seconds, people. And I really, what is your, you do travel a decent amount. Are you, because I still might be coming to Austin in September. Foreman, that's
Crystal?
still better than your number, so you can't even.
Who's Crystal?
Crystal.
Is that what you said?
No, I was just reading a chat. Yeah. All right, Foreman. You are the gang trash. So, is this your yard?
It says raking with Glink.
Raking with Glink. That could be a new niche.
That's actually a new series I'm working on.
Oh, actually, one final thought I had that you might be interested in is that I feel like porn has been so outporn and people are so fucked by it that they're jerking off to just normal reality now. And
people are jerking off to this right now.
Yeah, like this is more like that'll probably hit something. I don't know. Have you noticed that?
I try not to think about it, but I have noticed it. Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for making the time and coming on. It's always a pleasure to interact, and I hope we can link up again soon. Always feel free to call in Celebrity Sunday. We'll love to have you on.
Thanks, Ruby. It's great being here. I'll hop on stream again soon.
All right. Bye.
Peace.
And then there was one. All right, chat. This was my third stream of the day. And I know notifications clowned me, but that's okay because I think it was a quality conversation. So hopefully I'll hit the algorithm after. Kick is what happens when a billionaire trust fund movies creates a vanity platform so he can casting out everyone's of the world. Maybe Crystal's Cake Factor. If you join a Kirby's Dream Link call, I don't know. But we did achieve the objective of the day, which was organizing my bookshelf. But oh fuck, I am working tomorrow. Well, if I'm not tired from work when I get back, this will be the next one to get organized so that I can have my little streaming nook again. I always liked that. Oh, also one final, actually, no, I don't even want to get into anything Long Haul Live related right now. But yeah, Gidgy was saying something like semi-nice about me, you know, in my recovery and how she felt like kind of bad coming at me. And it's like, whatever, you know, I've been brutalized by the internet. I'm totally desensitized to it. I'm actually so fucked up. I kind of like it, you know? I kind of like it, not gonna lie. So it doesn't hit me in like a really hard way when people call me like a crackhead or whatever. But it's true. Like I am clean and they constantly try to like represent me as this crazy like criminal associated with grace and like all of these bad things that I don't know. It's just not me. And then the second Gidgy was remotely nice to me, Keem calls in and is like, I think you're an op, like calls into Lolcock Queens. And then Brantley was like saying, Ruby, I don't know what she was saying in chat. Gamer, what was Brantley saying? She was like, Ruby did something. What? I don't even know what that was. Ruby Jeremy says you're a failed streamer. Thoughts, bro? I think that coming from Jeremy, that's a compliment because he is the ultimate failed streamer, failed person, failed comedian, failed everything. Look at the man. Look at the man. Look at those eyes. This is a man who needs love, okay, and understanding. So, Gidgy turned on you again. I don't care. Like, she can turn back and forth on me. These people are nuts. That's fine. I have not been in that Discord since February. And the only thing I did that was against the rules was have links on my show. And I do it again. But for fuck's sake, they act like I'm this maniac. No, I was banned because of Keem's weirdo control issues. Point blank, period. Anyway, thank you to the people who did show up and hang out for this interview. Gidgy, she's the replacement of your process. Yes, Glink just left. But I did mention to him that I was thinking of coming to Austin if you're doing any kind of PronCon, but I don't know if you fucking are because you're too busy grinding up on bitches being Mr. Party Prawn to organize it. Lynx is still begging for oh my gosh. Yeah, we did talk a bit about the French guy. It's really sad. But yeah. This was my third stream of the day. And I guess that's all she wrote, probably. So thank you for tuning in. And I will see you all very... Wait, let me... all right.